Hello, my name is Theodora, and I'm a co-founder of a company that's called WIFEED. WIFEED is a startup company that specializes in production and development of eco-friendly smart pet feeders. When it comes to my own journey in the business, I actually never thought of myself as an entrepreneur. It seemed quite risky, quite scary. I didn't have any business idea, but also on the other side, I always wanted to be my own boss and to do something by myself, to have my own business. So when I was doing my full-time job for a year or even more, it became quite dull. I was accustomed to the routine and I needed something challenging. And I was quite lucky that the challenge presented itself. So my best friend from high school, he had a business idea and he came up to me saying if I wanted to do it with him. And I actually accepted. Now, when I think back, I think it was because I lacked some ambition and some challenge in my everyday life. So I wanted to get out of my comfort zone, to try something new, to see if I can get my big break, and to see how big my potentials are if I can venture out and start doing something by myself. So when it comes to challenging when being an entrepreneur, I think there are quite a few. So first off, when I started, it was really hard to get on with all the paperwork and the technical side of the things. So when opening your own company, dealing with some law rights and some things with the law. When it comes to the challenges when being an entrepreneur, I think there are quite a few. So, first thing that I can remember that was challenging to me was dealing with all the administrations and paperwork when opening your own company, when registering, when doing with some things with the law. So, without professional help, that can be really confusing and overwhelming. And that was the case for me because when we started doing it all alone. So, that's why we made quite a few mistakes and learn from them. Also, another thing I think it's quite challenging is the funding. So, especially with startups, with innovations, it's quite hard to get all the funding by yourself because innovations required a substantial amount of financial resources, and it was quite hard for us to get our best shot and to find what's our best option. So, I think everybody should know what are the pros and cons of every alternative when getting the funds. And also, what I believe is hard at the end is dealing with your own mental obstacles. To be honest, I didn't feel very confident at the beginning. Like I said, I was really scared. I thought I wouldn't and couldn't do it all alone because I didn't have any previous experience. I actually did study in the field of economics and worked, but that was all my theoretical knowledge, not the practical. So I believe being really positive and also thinking you can do it is really important in that way, but it can also be really challenging. When it comes to sustainability in our business model, this was stupid. When it comes to sustainability, when it comes to sustainability and how we put this into our business model, so we always knew from the start that if we started doing something, we would like it to be sustainable and to be eco-friendly, to be good for the environment, because nowadays there are a lot of products that actually do harm our surroundings and are not good for the planet. So for us, that's really important. And when we started with the design of our smart pet feeder, we have decided that we would like to produce it from eco-friendly and biodegradable materials. When it comes to sustainability and our business model, we have always known from the start, because my team and I share the same values and principles, we always knew that we wanted to produce something that's eco-friendly, that's sustainable, that's good for the environment, because there are a lot of products these days that actually harm our surroundings, that are not good for the planet nor for the animals. How we have incorporated sustainability in our business is that first off, we are producing smart pet feeders from biodegradable and from environmentally friendly materials. For example, we have decided not to produce the smart pet feeder from plastic because that's harmful from the environment. We have opted for different material options such as wood and metal. Also, our idea is once we launch in the market, we would like to use sustainable packaging, not waste any packaging material, and use the least amount possible. Also, the main purpose of our product is to prevent food waste, meaning food waste of animals. Actually, by storing the food in our container, it stays fresh for the longest period of time, and you can measure the exact amount of portions that your pet needs to eat. And also, we would like to be socially responsible, and we would like to do some donations and some really good charity work with the profit that we start making in the future. What I think is really important to young entrepreneurs that want to be green and socially responsible, first off, is to engage in a lot of networking events, workshops. That's what we started doing from the beginning. That's where you get a good network of connections and of people who are already in the business. So they can give you some practical knowledge, some of their experience. And also, I think that doing a substantial research in the field that you are engaging is really necessary, because that's how you get the facts and the important decisions, and you can make important decisions and then balance working on your profit and also working on some environmental goals and social goals. When it comes to advice to young and socially responsible entrepreneurs, and also those entrepreneurs who want to engage in green entrepreneurship, I think it's really important to engage in a lot of networking events, as many as you can, because that's how you get your network of people. You get some great advice from people who are already in the business and who know how to balance the profit and some social goals, as well as goals for the environment. That's what we started doing from the beginning, and it really paid off. So getting a lot of connections, start chatting to people who are in the same area or in the same industry as you, and also doing a substantial research from the existing companies that do the same work as you. I think it's really important. When it comes to the advice that I would give to young, green, and socially responsible entrepreneurs, is to actually start engaging in networking events as soon as possible. That's how you get your own network of connections. You start chatting and communicating with the people who are in the same business and who already have so much experience, who know what they are doing. I think that's essential. That's what we started doing, and it really paid off, because in the beginning you can be really lost and confused, and you need some support system. And when you start connecting to those people, you can really learn how to balance your social goals, your goals for the planet, and also profit, because that can be really hard, especially in the beginning. Also, my advice is not to think that it is going to be hard forever, because at the start of your journey, it really is hard to get accustomed to the new routine, to new work that you have to do, to everyday activities, and also to balancing, like you said, the profit and the operational side of the things. When it comes to measuring the sustainable effect that our company has on the environment, once we launch the product, we would like to launch the product on the market. We would like to use several metrics to measure our impact. First of all is the sustainable materials usage. So once we start selling the product on the market and launching into the market, we would like to use a lot of different metrics to measure our social and environmental impact on the planet. Actually, I believe that sustainable material usage would be one of the first metrics that we use. I mentioned previously that we are going to use biodegradable and materials that are good for the environment, and we are going to measure how much of those materials that we use are being recycled. Also, we are going to do a lot of community engagement. We would like to support and donate our feeder to different institutions, for example, to those that breed species that are going to be used in assisting individuals with difficulties. Also, our idea is, I don't remember. So once we start actually selling our product and when we launch it on the market, we would like to use different metrics to measure our sustainability and also environmental impact on surroundings and also on the planet. So first of all, we're going to do some annual sustainability reports. I mentioned previously that we are going to use recycled and biodegradable materials. So we would like to increase the percentage that we use of recyclable materials that we use in our production, and that's what we are going to actually measure. Our plan is also to do a lot of community engagement and commitment. So first of all, our primary idea is to donate our smart pet feeders to institutions that breed animals that help individuals with some serious difficulties, and to other important institutions and organizations to us that have really good goals. And also, we would like to do a lot of customer services and a lot of customer relationships. So once we actually start launching our product on the market, then when we start selling it, we would like to use different metrics to measure our sustainability, environmental impact. First of all, I mentioned previously that we are going to use biodegradable and actually recycled materials in our production. And the goal for us is to increase the percentage of recycled materials in our production as much as possible every single year, and to use as many as recycled materials as possible. Also, we plan to do a lot of community engagement and charity work. One idea that we have is to actually use our profit to do some donations to important institutions and organizations that have same principles and goals as we have. One of the ideas is actually to donate the feeder to institutions that actually breed animals that help individuals with some defects and difficulties. How we are going to communicate that? Well, actually, we are going to have certifications and labels that say that we are actually doing production and in accordance with standards, and also that we are eco-friendly and recyclable and made from biodegradable materials. And also, we are going to do a lot of engagement with our customers and share how sustainable we are. Also, we are going to do a lot of customer engagement. We are going to share our values and our sustainability goals on our website and social media. And it's our plan to do an annual sustainability report where we are going to show all the results from the previous year. So, what collaborations and partnerships have been crucial when starting our journey? So, first of all, I would say that that taking part into various networking events, and workshops in Science and Technology Park in Niš was quite important to us. That's where we got our first connections and feedback on our idea. Also, we had so much support from people who have developed. Okay. So, what collaborations and partnerships have been crucial in our success? Well, actually, from the start, we took part in a lot of networking events that took place in Science and Technology Park in Niš. That's where we met entrepreneurs who gave us the feedback and who actually gave us some great advice on how to produce a hardware product, which is really hard. Also, we participated in acceleration programs and other programs where we pitched our idea and also got the important advice and feedback. I would like to say that actually we had some mentorship support as well. And the person, our mentor, had a lot of experience in the field of the business. And I think that was one of the most important things because he guided us through different phases of our startup journey. So we had some industry collaborations. We kind of got in touch with people who are in the same industry as we are, and that's how we got some important guidance as well. So, from my experience, I have to be really subjective here. I think that young entrepreneurs are really important for making global changes. First of all, they're eager to make their environment and surroundings a better place. They have really fresh new ideas. They are not really so, in my opinion, young entrepreneurs are really important, and they can make so many global changes that are good for the environment and for social goals. I have to be really subjective here. I think that young entrepreneurs have really fresh, innovative ideas, and they are not suppressed by obstacles and by risks. They're also really brave, and they really want to make a great social impact because we are living in the world where we can see so many flaws. And if we can do one thing that we can change it all, then we are going to do it. So, yes, I believe that having young entrepreneurs, especially those who are green and who are socially responsible, is really crucial for making some important global changes.